And we're live.
I was enjoying that.
That's
funky.
awesome. And how did I time that, right? I mean, I was like, oh my God, please go live, go live, go live. It was immediately 5 seconds. That's like perfect. I love it.
Snappy.
Izzi, how are you?
I'm great. The sun is shining. I have a beer. We get to chat about SEO. What could be better? Prost. How are you?
Prost to each and every one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine as well. I don't see the sunlight. I heard it's good
sorry.
weather. I actually just heard because Belly is in the pool or was in the pool. So I thought, okay, it should be good weather. But other than that, I'm still sitting in my basement. I actually had audits like all day. So yeah, I didn't get up there a lot. So, but I'm really looking forward because I think I told you on Friday, sometimes we do this night walk, also Nachtwanderung, sort of thing with the kids. They love that. So we go to a local playground here and it's going to be totally empty and we're going to just chase around in the playground and everything. So I'm really looking forward to this, finally catching them fresh air and also
nice.
Spending some time with the kids. So yeah.
Sounds hey
everyone. Also, hello to everyone watching. There's lots of people watching already. Kate is saying 302 is back. That's right.
Yes, it is.
After 2 weeks hiatus, because we had the Whitsun holidays, we had the Bridge Days, and all sorts of other new words I've never heard before. So we're back again after 2 weeks. Yeah, really looking forward to this. We have Google Bing listening. Right on.
The cousin of Chandler Bing. It's Google Bing.
Chandler Bing. Do you think that's their kid? And they were like, oh, come on, let's do a joke and like just call him Google. Would be fun, right? Chandler Bing and Astrid Bing have the kid Google Bing, right? Would be awesome.
That's exactly what happened. So hi, Google Bing.
So Google Bing is watching on YouTube. Kate is watching on Facebook. We have Alexander joining in from LinkedIn. So so you can also join on Twitter. And wherever you are, please leave a shout out, leave a quick comment, so we know who's watching where. Would be really nice because that's what we're doing the show for, right? It's all about you. So we want to know if you're there. We have Bianca. Happy Friday. Izzi and Marcus. Happy Friday to you too. Oh, and we got Axel, Jack, Metaya, der Autoschieber. Prost, Axel.
Prost. What are you drinking? Is that Weissbier?
That's a Weissbier, but this is actually a good man. Also good man.
A good man.
Good man.
Good man.
Yeah, highly sexist beer. But it's very good. Although normally I just have the Andexer Weissbier, so this is I give this a chance real quick. Graz is right on too. I love it. Servus, Martin.
Hey, Martin.
Watching from Graz. Hello to Austria. Austin, you're watching as well. We have Adam Opochlik. Yeah, Adam. Servus, hey, Adam. Awesome. Old school hero here from the online marketing industry. Hey, Adam, it's great to meet you. Yeah, so many people joining in, and we have lots to talk about because I mean, there has been big news, especially after 2 weeks
so
hiatus.
Much.
There has been some stuff happening. I can't wait to unravel all these things together with you. I think let's get the party started, right?
We've got so much to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you whipped something up. Could that be the case?
I did whip it up. In 10 minutes, I put together 30 slides. Just kidding. Took me an hour, but still.
You're very slow.
I know. I need to be more German, more efficient.
Yeah. By the way, you must be like doing a lot of slides lately, right? I mean, I know we just look in the future now, but just in the past weeks, I think you spoke at Hubspot. You spoke somewhere else. Just give me maybe a quick recap on where you've been speaking and how was it?
So I was part of a panel on Tuesday, part of HubSpot's Grow EU conference, and no slides needed, but still, I don't really like that so much because I love folding back on the slides and feeling prepared. But actually, it was a great conversation, also like with Pip Klockner, so really good fun. And then yesterday, I gave a Write webinar, one of our webinars on SEO A/B testing, which slides. Yeah, Bastian
is known for making a couple of slides. Yeah,
I heard Bastian has a team to make slides.
That's awesome.
Also, hey,
yeah. Yeah,
And in
also,
a couple of weeks we have SMX Advanced, but we'll mention that later. Yeah.
we'll mention that later. But
So-
but how did you like the HubSpot show? I mean, we were on stage with Pip. Pip is, as you might know, the best dressed German SEO by far, by a margin.
Yes.
So how was it? I mean, like, he's like very, I love it. I always learn something from Pip. He's
Me
just
too.
like, also in this whole investment and whatever game, which is like totally not my universe, but he's like very well versed in this. So was there something, like that stuck with you?
So I was terrified to go on stage with Pip, as most people would be, aside from probably Bastian. No, Bastian would still be scared. Don't deny it. But actually, the first thing we discussed was what is like a belief you have of SEO that not many others have. And I started with my discussion points where it's like, I think like potentially like UX is going to be an even bigger part than we already perceive. And this is going to mean like a lot of reconstructions for the teams and for the actual like businesses and stuff. And then Pip is like, actually like, oh, I'm going to disagree. But it was only like a small part that he disagreed with. It was like, oh, just the rest that I completely agree with you. And it's like, oh, even though it's more fun on a panel, when there's like a bit of discussion going on. But yeah. No, it was really good fun, and we sort of went through this. We went through like the just like the main changes that we expect for SEO, for also audio, this importance, and he has a podcast. He has a big part to play in like Clubhouse, or did. So we also discussed this and accessibility. So like a lot of good things to come, really.
I would have definitely said backlinks.
Of course,
a little bit of a different stance towards backlinks, and we're very proud that in 9 years of onpage.org/right, we've never built a single link. And look at us ranking, right? And that's just it. But I'm not saying anything. I don't want to start a discussion here.
Of course you do.
Don't we all? Ha ha. No, we really. Just scan through it. You won't find anything. By the way, we have a couple of other people joining as well. Sasha Zioshika.
Hey, Sasha.
What is civili?
Like
code civili, or because of
Jivili.
cheers, it's like cheers.
It's cheers, yeah. Jivili.
Shivili.
Am I right in saying it that way, Sasha?
Sasha, explain what language is this? And we also have Hans Kronenberg, the number one German SEO podcast, SEO-date.com. It's actually only in German, but really cool. It's actually out of the kitchen of Hans and I want to say Christina, his wife. Oh man, that's so embarrassing.
Mrs. Kronenberg.
Mrs. Kronenberg. Awesome new podcast you should definitely listen to if you can speak German. Yeah, definitely. Ist Kroatisch. Right.
Croatian.
I can speak Croatian. Thank you.
Did I say it right, Sasha? I'd love to know. Živili.
Like Shivapchichi.
Which is great.
Yeah, Shivapchichi is awesome. So,
anyway.
Yeah, without much further ado, let's jump into the news. I was distracting you again. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Like, we haven't even talked about the HubSpot event. I know these HubSpot events are huge. I was like really happy for you when they invited you, and especially with Pip.
It was
really eager to find out how was it.
It was one of the best planned virtual events I've ever attended. And of course they have big events. They have like the Inbounder, so they really want to ramp up these online events. So yeah, well done to the teams for getting this out there.
Well done, HubSpot.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's
so Hans already spoiled it, but of course the biggest piece of news of the past week, or even 2 weeks now, is not only one but two core updates coming out in summer. So Aleda put it best with a meme. Proud of Aleda for getting some quality memes out there. Us SEOs wanting a nice normal summer, but now we have the June and July core updates, as well as the page experience update coming out in June. So thank you, Google. Thanks for doing this. Now, there hasn't been actually that much movement. So actually, Glenn said he's been seeing most of it around the 5th and 6th of June, even though it was rolled out or like started rolling out on the 2nd Oh, John Moo.
If this is the real John Moo, we might not know, you know.
The real John Moo, please stand up. Yeah.
Moment summer, what's that? I don't know, man.
That's a good point. Yeah. I don't know, Marcus. Like, what have you been seeing? Have you seen something
yeah,
yet?
it's really, as there are so many things different this time, which is quite surprising. We had this during the week in our Clubhouse sessions, in our daily dose of SEO. It was highly discussed. We had lots of different theories which were thrown out there, and we like debunked most of them. But it was like really interesting, like talking a little bit about this. And I think the most interesting parts is this split into two parts core update kind of thing,
right?
Yeah. Never had before, right? And this is sort of weird that we would have first part of core update, second part of core update, page experience core update, something, or page experience update right in the middle kind of thing. And so why would Google release this first part of the update and not just wait for July, you know, to roll out the full update as we would have expected it, right? So we were speculating about the reasons. There are multiple like reasons why this could be happening. There could be, I mean, like we all know that Google has some sometimes in the calendar where there's like a code freeze where you can't do something. So that might have been the reason why they needed to push this. This could also be some sort of little bit of an infrastructural part in it, which is very important to actually roll out, you know, especially the page experience part and stuff like this. Also, we don't know. There's lots of speculation about this because it's so unusual. And I also can't really make sense of it. And I'm really eager to know what you think about this. But I think the second part, which is really noteworthy, because normally with core updates, we have lots of chatter in the SEO industry. We have lots of like people, you know, that
speculation.
That lost traffic, that lost their rankings. And this is sort of missing this time. So we don't have a lot of losers. We don't have a lot of winners. And actually the losers and the winners I've seen, especially here in Germany, are also weird, especially in Germany. We have sites like PickClick, like having a huge boost in visibility, while it's just, sort of like a click through to eBay, to Pinterest kind of thing. So it doesn't really have any original value. So why would Google want to promote this? This is kind of weird. So again, I can't really make sense of it. What is it? But there's not really that much happening, which is really weird for a core update. By the way, the fun saying this update was a late starter. That's for sure. And we waited for a long time for it to finally happen. And
it's a grower, not a shower.
So I found this is just like confirmation. You also think it's infrastructure. Although this is normally different, right? We have these like caffeine and infrastructural kind of updates. This was normally no part of the core, but maybe this is now part of the core, and this is why they're doing this. So it's super interesting. So I actually dug in to our data. I mean, like obviously right now we can only see, only scrape data tools can show these potential winners, these potential losers, which might not be potential winners or losers overall, because they just measure visibility and not, you know, like really what's coming out of it, what's really what it's adding to the bottom line. So, but we're like really eagerly awaiting now the GC data, so we can really like investigate what's going on, where did we lose traffic, what's really happening. So I'm really looking forward to Monday to really finally dig into that final kind of data. But still, I saw Systrix, I saw SEMrush also showing right with a little dip going down. So obviously I was like a little bit, oh my God, you know, I really want to find out, you know, a little bit ahead of time, you know, to sort of prepare myself if there really something is going on. And I've not shown you this, but I can show you, maybe I can share my screen real quick and I can show you what I found.
Yes, please. Which subdomain are we talking about here?
But it's still interesting. Also, I hope it's interesting for you guys. So let me share my screen.
I mean, real GSC data must be interesting to every SEO, right? Like a real,
absolutely. I mean,
a real insight.
If people are still optimizing, if people are still optimizing, like or analyzing a core update just with scraped data, you know, good luck, right? You can really just see. And we have this 3-day time lag. Comparing that fresh data, you know, I was like doing this old school, putting in Google Sheets, comparing them, and And Bastian is saying something. Oh, wait. Subdomains. No wonder. I don't know if this is real John Moo. I don't know if we would
I think it is.
snarkily remark that our subdomain strategy is a problem here, because I think it has really
it's like classic cheeky John.
Yeah, absolutely. but let me show you some stuff. So this is our German the derite.com, and as you can see, we definitely have less impressions, less clicks, but the number of keywords actually stays the same. So this could also mean that it's just less people searching, but still the same keywords, which makes a lot of sense because we just had a 2 weeks Wits on holiday. We had the bridge days and all of that kind of stuff. So this would make a lot of sense, like with a typical vacation type of period, that we had less people searching and therefore also less clicks. Still, I really wanted to as I was really inclined to find out if something really happened. So what I did was actually comparing the latest data point I have here, which is Tuesday, so the 8th, and I compare it to a Tuesday where we were still ranking like really well. So here you can see on the 27th of April, we had 4,108 clicks on our German subdomain, and here it is 2,800 clicks, right? So what I did with the right changes report was actually comparing the 8th to the 27th, and you can really see this. We lost about 1/3 of clicks and also 1/3 of the searches. By the way, I'm sorry for not choosing the English front end, as not switching to English. I hope that's okay. So and this also being the numbers being like almost the same feeds into my theory that this could really just be less traffic and therefore less clicks. But still, we see a couple of terms, for example, REST API losing a bit, also going down, and by going down also losing a lot of CTR. We have dark web really going down to back, also losing a lot of CTR in the process. So the next thing I did was actually, because with REST API with dark web, I didn't see any SEO related terms, and really like online marketing related terms, online marketing people searching for this, right? Like that it's like more like really Google putting us into this online marketing SEO niche, and this is actually something outside of this online marketing SEO niche, and this is why maybe other domains are preferred here. So I did the same changes report on page level and actually look for which pages lost the most in regards to searches and clicks. And this is really interesting because we lost a lot of searches, but as you can see, it's mainly the Google News page, the DuckDuckGo emoji as well. All right, but this is clearly navigational queries. Obviously, lots of search lots of searches, lots of visibility. And us going back to page 2, we lose a lot of visibility, but no clicks, because with Google News nobody clicked through to us. But if I search by the negative trend in regards to clicks, I can see it's again the REST API page, the dark web page, as well as the IP address page, which also lost quite a lot of searches and therefore also clicks. So I investigated a little bit further into this, and I think this is what I think the most interesting example, the keyword REST API, because here we can see with REST API, we have been a top 5 result, sort of like in the second third of the SERPs kind of result, and we've really established ourselves in here. And I kid you not, with the latest core update, which was on the 4th, right, 4th of December 2020, we actually got lifted into the top 3. So Google was saying, hey, you really seem to be a good top 5 result. Let's see if you might be a top 3 result and maybe even the best result overall. So with the start of the last core update, Google has been testing us in the top 3. And now with the new core update, we dropped again to the second third. If I remove the CTR, you can really see this. I think you see it more clearly here, right? You can really see this from core update to core update. And in this case, really, we didn't drop down to page 2 again, but it was really Google testing us from the second third of the SERPs, in the first third of the SERPs, and now dropping us back again to the second third, where we have been an established result. So again, this is not really super hard. We lose clicks in the process, which makes a lot of sense, obviously, because we're not in the top 3 anymore. But on the same side, we've not been flushed out of the top 10. And this accounts for the whole site, whole page, which ranks for almost 1,000 different keywords. And you can see it's quite a successful page with almost 35,000 clicks here in the past year. So this has been very good. And by the way, you can also see this very nice in Google Analytics here, with especially with the core update, with the first core update, and now basically going back. The other one was dark web, and here we can actually see sort of like the same behavior again, 765 kind of thing. And now this didn't start with the latest core update, but we also see this period here where we have been in the top 3, and again after the latest core update we've been demoted again, but in this case even a little bit further. And I think especially with dark web, I mean, like with SEO related terms in Germany, a lot of people will know the brand right? So we always have a good CTR there. But with a non-online marketing related user, searching for dark web, I think also they might prefer other pages like as heise.de, golem.de, or something like this. And I think this could play an effect here, us not being in the IT security niche, so to speak, right? Also this would make a lot of sense, especially because I don't see any online marketing SEO related terms where we have sort of like the same behavior. So that could definitely have an impact here. And also, if you look at the search for dark web, you will also see it's a QDD term, query deserves diversity. There's actually 2 intents here. One of them is what is the dark web, and the other thing is how can I access it. So you have like 6 results. What is it? 4 results. How to access it. So this could also have an impact that especially like this dropping from the second third to the bottom, that you might have more people that want to access the dark web than actually looking for an answer what it actually is. But yeah, I mean, like there's lots of speculation in there, obviously. And again, this also is for the whole page. It's the same behavior. And IP address, again, sort of the same thing. Also second, third, 405, 405, 405, 405, and here small peaks into the top 10, into the top 3. But yeah, since the CTR is not really that good, especially when we peaked, we basically got flushed down to the second third of the top 10 here again. And what I also like about this is that you can actually see with REST API, they have like the whole core update. It has 163,000 searches. With dark web, we see the same behavior, but it has almost like twice the amount of the amount of searches. So Google can get a statistically relevant test much more quickly. This is why maybe this test has been a lot shorter. And with IP address, it's almost again just twice the search volume, therefore only shorter tests to see if we are relevant within the top 3. I think this is also a very interesting fact here.
These are all non-SEO, more IT related terms. So this could be something as well that we're not seen as relevant anymore for these types of topics.
Absolutely. And again, with IP address, you also have like a mixed intent here, because on the one hand, you have these people asking, what is an IP address? And the other ones, how do I find out my IP address? Right? Something completely different. This could also be like sort of within the SERP layout change kind of thing, could play a role in here as well. But again, like very comforting to see nothing like really getting flushed down to page 2, page 3 kind of thing. We're still established. It has been just readjusted a little bit. And you can see this also with the IP address wiki page, by the way, which works amazing, right? 50,000 clicks within the past year, over almost 4,000 keywords. So yeah, we didn't lose a lot, because we still have a lot of juicy long tail where we perform really well. On our English subdomain, targeting the UK, the US, I don't see that kind of thing, right? I really can't see anything here, actually, which is quite comforting. But still, I did the same thing looking at the last data point, so the Tuesday, and compared it to the Tuesday, the 25th of May. And as you can see here, we lost only 6% of clicks, only about 10% of the searches. And here it looks a lot different, I might say. And I think the display marketing is the most interesting part, where we actually moved up but lost in the CTR, which is very weird. And so I zoomed in here a little bit more, also focusing, also filtering for just people out of the United States in this case. And the interesting part here is that we actually, the featured snippet, right? So, and as you can see, when you look here for display marketing, it is the intent here is very clear. What is display marketing, right? What is display marketing? What is display marketing? What is display advertising? What is display advertising? What is display advertising? Right? The ultimate guide to display advertising. So the search intent here is, what is it? You can also see the knowledge graph here. So there's a very, what is it kind of search, and us giving the right quick answer, you know, is the reason why we have a very low CTR.
And a lot of ads above it as well, probably
absolutely,
contributing.
Absolutely. But now it gets interesting, because I actually checked out SEMrush, because SEMrush has these awesome Serp screenshots. And what's interesting here is that there might also be a Serp layout change, which could also have a gigantic impact in these kind of core update situations, where you would actually think, oh my God, you know, something happened to my site. Well, in fact, it is just a Serp layout change or a search intent shift or that kind of thing happening. And so I looked at, this is how it looked in March. What is display marketing? This is still us, right? But here we had like pictures. We have like a knowledge graph box here. In April, they got rid of the pictures. We still have a box which has a picture now. In May, the knowledge graph is gone, but it's still the unpictured snippet. And this is the latest one. So this has been basically nothing changed since May. And the interesting thing is looking at this data, because I could see that we have site links, right? Site links on position 1, 2. Oh my God, this also at least tells me that for 600 impressions out of the 3,900, we actually were on position 1.2 with site links, which is probably no featured snippet, right? So I actually compared these directly, which is something you can only do in Write. I'm really proud of this, that you can actually compare different URLs, also the performance of different URLs for a specific keyword. And here, what you can see is that during this time frame, right? During this time frame, I can show it like this, right? During this time frame, this is where the site links have been shown. And at the beginning of March, or in the mid of March, we don't have these site links anymore. So this leads me to the conclusion, like before March, we have actually been a #1 result with site links, with even a better CTR. And now Google actually put us as the featured snippet, and now we are satisfyingly answering that result, so people don't click through anymore. But unfortunately, if I go here to the February, I don't get a Serp snapshot anymore. So I can prove it, but at least this is my conclusion here. So again, it shows a lot that there's, I think, a lot of middle ground here, right? This is not just like all core update. There's mixed intent kind of things. There's like Serp layout changes kind of things, and so again, I'm really eager to see what's coming up on Monday, what we can see in the data there. But right now, I don't know. At least it doesn't look like what scrape data tools are showing, right? I mean, which I can understand. We saw this DuckDuckGo, Google News kind of thing. Obviously, this could be the reason for that. So I can't wait to fully analyze it, but I can go into the weekend a little bit relieved. I'm not gonna have like a heart attack or a stroke on Monday. So yeah, also again, it's super interesting, but I think I hope you guys still I found it a little bit of interesting.
Definitely. We also had John Moo commenting.
I have no idea how this account is connected. It might really be him. This is funny. Those kind of changes are pretty common. It makes it tricky to just track the total clicks and impressions. Absolutely, yeah. This is really the case here. We see that in our docs too. We sometimes rank for weird stuff, and it gets fixed every now and then. Yeah. Definitely, I can totally relate. Why should the Google domain? Why should it work differently for the Google domain, right? We got Jericho.m, all good all good to know, but through generally isn't too much you can do about these things.
I guess there generally isn't too much you can do about these things.
Yeah, it really depends. Although with the IP address, we actually we had Alex Breitenbach. He's actually testing out some new titles and descriptions here to actually combine both intents of this is an IP address and how to find out what yours is, kind of thing, because we either have these results or these results, and actually we want to find a title which combines both intents and maybe we're the most holistic result and rising to the top. If not, I'm never going to mention it again, but if, you will definitely see the case study. That's for sure. We got Christoph Steger watching. Hey, cheers. Cheers. Christoph, you're watching. Hans Kronberg, hat sich der Entitätenscore für IP-Adresse bei der Google API auch geändert? Excellent point. So this is actually something which we talked about in Clubhouse, because we had Valentin, who is doing a lot of, like Jason Barnard, is looking a lot of the entities and
knowledge graphs and
scores, which are being used here. And they actually, with the core update, he saw a lot of these entity scores being changed, which is really interesting, which would also point into the direction of sort of like a search intent shift kind of thing, or just Google better understanding it now kind of thing, right? And now adjusting it accordingly, that kind of stuff. I couldn't find this in here, Hans, but I'm definitely going to take a look out for this, because this is a super weird coincidence, I might say, that this was happening while this was happening as well, which shows really this is the core. It's really at the core what's happening here. And we got Martin saying hi. Hi, Martin, who actually quit doing SEO and affiliate, which is very sad. Now he's only an artist anymore. Yeah, he's a very talented artist, right?
Oh, wow. And, congratulations then, Martin.
No, he's always been a good artist, but he now
he can focus on being an artist.
No, he actually did it because of the, like the core updates, and basically affiliate is not really sustainable anymore. So I think it's not a happy occasion. But I'm like really sad, because I'm like, Martin is such an integral part of the search community in Germany.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not hard to see you go.
You have to stick around then, Martin.
Oh, by the way, Martin is saying the curve is based on checking once a day, right? Maybe the SERPs are changing every hour. Google might change the results depending on the time of the day, which is absolutely undisputed. I mean, you will definitely see this with several keywords, that you have a search intent shift, different search behavior on the weekend, on the during the week, that kind of stuff. John has been saying this all along as well. We got Kesha Braj. Hello, everyone. Cheers. Hello, Kesha.
Cheers.
And John also has my guess, the entity stuff is unrelated, but it's super fascinating and underreported. Yeah,
it is really fascinating. Yeah, that's true.
Super.
Yeah. I think important also for like content optimization, finding new topics, improving your branded knowledge panel results, those kind of things. But yeah, I wouldn't see it being connected to this type of thing.
By the way, Hans is saying SEOs are also artists, which is true.
It is true. It is true.
But
I do wonder about the core.
I'm sorry. I really wanted to show you this, because it's really like that you can have like a good weekend without having to worry about, oh my God, I want to come to the office on Monday, and it's like, what the hell? What's this SEO team here, right?
But at the same time, there isn't so much we could have acted upon straight away. There are always things that we can improve. There are things we can try and reverse, but nothing in this kind of scale. And one of my initial theories about the core update being in both June and July is maybe they're rolling out something that could be a little bit extreme, and in July could be the time to reverse such changes, if they need to say, okay, let's roll that back for certain websites. So that was like one small theory of mine. Another I had in mind was maybe it's some preparation for the page experience update that is coming out in mid-July, in a couple of weeks, or actually very, very soon.
Yeah.
Or at least the rollout is beginning very, very soon. So it could be something to sort of ramp up for that. Even though I think Google have been very clear that this is nothing to do with the page experience update. It is not the page experience update. These are two entirely separate things going on. But let's see. I'm excited. I'm also going to work with the data science team next week to go through some projects of customers to see if we can see fluctuations and what is happening there. So let's.
I heard about this project. This is awesome because actually the data science team is looking at the biggest anomalies that we're catching.
Yes, exactly.
I love that. I can't get into this data.
Yes. Exciting.
Yeah. Oh man. And now it's the weekend. I hate it. Can it be Monday today or tomorrow? Right? Why do
It'll be there faster than you expect. Don't worry.
Damn it. Damn it. Weekend.
And Glenn has already started seeing some. What? No. What is John referring to?
I think he likes the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Eating some cheese on the weekend.
Yeah, Glenn's already been seeing some increases and decreases. I think in terms of core updates, Glenn Gabe is always a great person to follow for quick insights. Yeah. But let's talk about some other stuff that's been going on in SEO news. Recently, last week, Moz has announced that they were acquired by iContact, so an email marketing SaaS company, which is cool. I mean, email is my second favorite marketing channel after SEO, of course. So could be, and it's hopefully a cool acquisition for the people over at Moz.
Yeah, I think there's so many aspects to this. I mean, first of all, this is a great sign for the whole industry, right? I mean, we have a lot of super funded companies in our industry now, but we have been missing these big exits. So this is a very good signal into the whole market. And obviously, I mean, we know a lot of people at Moz. We really like the people at Moz. So we really hope the best for all of them. So this is really an exciting time for all of them. But when I read this, I mean, two things stand out. First, there's no price being communicated. And as always, when there's no price, it's I don't want to say it's like a fire sale kind of situation, but I mean, it is this sort of thing. Maybe, the investors who have been invested in Moz for quite a long time really finally wanted a payout here. Who knows, right? But normally when I don't see a price being communicated, it is we shouldn't be really talking about this kind of stuff. But I mean, nevertheless, I hope everybody had made a good deal here. But what is more interesting is why iContact, right? So, and so I dug a little bit deeper into iContact and sort of the whole company web around it, and this was not easy. As I really scribbled everything down.
So
it started with the company of Vocus, which is sort of like a PR tool kind of thing, and this actually started as back in 1992. And this company Vocus actually did an IPO, so they went public in 2005. So obviously raised a lot of money with this IPO. And in 2006, so 1 year after the IPO, they used this money to buy PR Web. And obviously we all know PR Web, especially in the US, right? Like a SEO-focused PR distribution kind of thing, which makes a lot of sense for PR tool, to basically tap directly into basically own the channel here. So this has been quite a move. By the way, it was for 28 million back then. Then 5 years later, in 2011, these guys bought Haro, Help a Reporter Out, which has been I think a standard tip on lots of conferences for content marketing, for backlink, for backlink outreach kind of thing, using Haro, which is a great service to really get in contact with real journalists of really reputable publications. Great service. And again, great move, I think, from Vocus to not just get PR Web, but also Haro. And now in 2012, so 1 year later, they actually acquired iContact. So Vocus bought iContact for a reported 169 million or something like this. And 2 years later, they merged with Cision. Cision is a Swedish company, and Cision and Vocus merged. Actually, Cision dropped their Swedish office, actually moved to the US kind of thing. And now in 2019, J2 Global, you might know from they're running publications like Mashable, PC Mag, IGN, these kinds of things. So also very big online publisher, very successful online publisher. And in 2019, J2 Global acquired iContact in a deal as part of a deal with Cision. So they basically also merged with Cision and acquired iContact. And now iContact is buying Moz, right? So this is like, I mean, like, I know it sounds like completely crazy when I say this. As just like noting the timeline, it sounds like what, what, and I still don't really understand it. And this is why didn't the parent company like J2 Global actually buy? Why is it iContact? And like the whole thing here, I found it quite fascinating. You know, going through this and like trying to unravel, you know, what's going on here. But like in the end, I have no idea, right?
Was it technically the parent company that bought them, but because of the association between SEO and email marketing, they said that it was iContact? Are you allowed to do that? I know nothing about business and this kind of stuff and acquisition. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but
what do you mean allowed to do what?
Like your parent company purchases a company, but you claim that it was someone else as part of your portfolio. To make this connection.
Obviously, you can always lie. I mean, like, there's no rule against lying, just these 10 commandments kind of thing, right? Depends on you believe in God or not, right? But
it could be false advertising and cheating the stakeholders.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, iContact has money, right? So it makes sense. But still, it's weird within this whole conglomerate kind of thing, because there was lots of people also saying maybe, you know, JT Global is sort of buying like an in-house SEO team, you know, for their gigantic online publishing sites kind of things. There's this with the email, but still, I still can't make like total sense of it. And I think time will tell. We'll see what's coming out of it. And this will be definitely interesting to watch. So again, congratulations to the Moz crew for getting this done. And really, I hope everybody has made a great deal out of this. By the way, Hans says, don't buy a Moz, not a Moss. That's a German joke. You might get it.
Cheers to that. Prost. A Moz is a big beer.
1 liter of beer.
1 liter.
Of beer. So buy a Moz, buy a liter of beer. And not
which is a normal thing in Munich to get.
Also, Moz, despite them not like publishing, not disclosing what was the amount, I think the Moz is cheaper than Moz. Just saying.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, more good news is that we now have a new version of Lighthouse 8.0. So there are new filters. You have the tree map view, which is good for jumping into the different bundles and seeing like what components make up the bundles. And also we have new weightings for our speed performance or general page performance scores. So I just added the little labels there. Sorry for color coding them, but hopefully everyone can see them. You have like CLS is now increased from 5% to 15%. So it's gained like a huge amount of importance, or a huge amount, but a much bigger amount of importance when it comes to the overall performance score. And also a few were kind of reduced. So first contentful paint, speed index, and time to interactive. Whereas total blocking time is now making up 30% of the entire performance score.
Which makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, like, this is the most annoying thing. You got the page and it's even fully loaded. You click, come on.
And nothing works.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Frustrating.
I also think it's because, like, together with time to interactive, it's probably the only scores here that are related to that kind of like interactivity issue, whereas the first three are like the speediness, the loading of the page. So they're trying to account for that. Whereas CLS, also CLS is something that I see the least amount of websites struggling with, actually, like in my studies. But when you fuck up with CLS, then this can cause huge no-goes.
Did you see the F word? Oh my God, what's going on?
And it's before 8 p.m. I know. And this is also an example of the the tree map viewer there. John says that CLS is the most confusing thing for him, which is very reassuring for the rest of us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we see all the research that goes into this, like really Google trying to find like a reliable and like, especially for these spa kind of sites, you know, where you would just like have endless reloading kind of things, you know, that it's really, that you can really optimize this by the way, what I liked about the most with the new Lighthouse 8.0 is, first of all, element screenshots. I love this because normally I would take, I would copy and paste the URL. Oh, that's an image. And now you actually see the image right in there, which is very nice. And also, which I love, is the metric filters. I love the metric filters because now with the metric filters, you can show the audit, the Lighthouse audit, relevant to everything, just first contentful paint, just CLS, just TBT, whatever, right? And this is what I like a lot, that we really, if you want to focus on a specific metric, you can really just have the Lighthouse audits focused on this specific case. The metric filters. I love this. This is a huge improvement. Thank you very much, Google.
Thank you. And there's also a nice guide from Debug Bear, which is a nice name. All about the, it reminds me of Datadog. So Debug Bear and Datadog.
The Datadog.
Yeah.
If they would have kids, what would it be? Datadog and
Bear Dog.
Debug Bear.
Moving on. Oh, this is exciting. I'm really happy or eager to learn more about this. But as of yesterday, actually, so it's quite fresh. Actually, in PageSpeed Insights, we can now see an aggregate overview of field data if those websites didn't have sufficient data previously, but there is now sufficient data for other metrics. So it could be that, I guess, please correct me, John, if I'm wrong, that if, for example, there was enough data to calculate CLS, they wouldn't show anything, but now they can basically derive aggregates. Yeah.
I think the most important part is the first input delay. I mean, like, obviously, you can't have first input delay in web data, right? This is why we also measure total blocking time, which is sort of like the FID, right? And here, if you have not enough visits, you're not going to see an FID value. And now Google actually gives you a partial value for FID score, which is super helpful. So again, thank you very much, Google. Oh, look at that. I don't know if this is John, because
I think it is John.
Would he say fascinating? I missed that. Really?
I think it's John. Has to be.
So that's a major improvement. I really love that improvement.
Yeah, it's really cool. So here's how it looks for websites like mine, where you get no traffic. Also, I've broke it this week and I still haven't properly fixed it.
I wanted to retweet it, but it was like, oh no, I can't retweet it. You breaking pages.
It was funny though.
It's funny. Oh, it might be John.
It's definitely
it might be a John impersonator because he knows he likes cheese.
And this is how it looks like for a website where there is partial data available. So over the previous 28 collection period, the aggregate experience of all pages served from this origin does not pass the Web Vitals assessment, which is interesting because look at that lab data. So that's another reason why, like, definitely analyze using lab data as much as you can, because it's more reproducible for everyone. But if you want to make those real assumptions, then field data like this can definitely help you out.
Yeah, great improvement.
And we taught John something.
Do you use analytics to pull live Core Web Vitals data? Oh, this is actually what we are implementing in our Google Analytics. Yeah, we've been quite tardy of implementing this, but I raised this again with our marketing department. We should definitely try this. So this is something. Yeah, this is a very good tip to measure this within Google Analytics. Very good tip from John.
So yeah, I mean, we pull in GA and GSC data into our Web Vitals report that is using lab data, and it takes it 30 days prior to the crawl. So we add the Web Vitals data in when we crawl the website. So obviously it's best if you frequently crawl the site, like do it once a week or whatever, and then you have the 30 days prior data, so you can sort by like clicks and impressions, etc. And regarding the whole sunsetting of the generic rich results search, thank you, Search Console team.
Yeah,
like this. Now we have 19 new filters to add in.
As I mean, like it never made any sense, right? There was also breadcrumbs in there and stuff like this. This was like, what were you telling me?
Too general. Yeah.
I can't make anything out of it. And we finally, get it very granular. I love it. Really cool. I haven't actually seen it. I saw it today. Was this announced today? Because I saw it from you. You posted it today, right?
I posted it today. I don't know if it's brand new today.
Because I haven't seen it yet. I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you can see, hopefully it's not too blurry, but you can see there's many different things, many different search enrichments that you can filter out in search performance data.
By the way, Hans is using live Core Web Vitals data in analytics. Again, I want that as well. It's awesome. I mean, like, obviously, what's in Streber in English? Streber? Somebody's like learning a lot.
Pet?
Teacher's pet? Really? This is how you call it? A teacher's pet? I have been definitely a teacher's pet when I was in school. I was, Is it
the same thing? Someone who's like always trying to impress and always trying to like be the best and
that was me. I got beat up a lot, like
no.
Yeah, really. I was bullied like whole 9 yards. Yeah, but this is awesome. As I hadn't seen this before, and I can't wait to see this live in Core Web Vitals and also in the API, in the GC API.
Yes, please. We love the GSC API. Give us more.
Love the GC API.
Yoast did a great analysis, as he does pretty frequently, right, on the CMS market share.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go through what he found out. Sorry to please check out the article for yourself, especially if you work in the web and you want more insights. And he got this data from the W3 Tech's research. So Shopify, which overtook Joomla as number 2 in 2020, has now 3.6% market share, which is up 1.2% over the last 12 months, which is huge. And also now Paul Shapiro is going to work with Kevin Indig at the Shopify team. So congrats there.
Luke, as it's actually our SE Oktoberfest brother, Luke Levesque, who went from Facebook to Shopify. And Luke actually acquired Kevin, also the SE Oktoberfest connection, and now actually Paul as well. So they're really assembling a team of superheroes there at Shopify. This is just amazing. This is really, really cool, and therefore, I mean, like a well-deserved second spot now, because Joomla actually lost within the past year. I don't like Joomla anyway.
I don't have an opinion on Joomla, to be fair. Marcus, we lost you.
But this is a lot, and this awesome. Also,
Are you back?
Shopify.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're back. We lost you for a minute.
I sometimes have these internet outages. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything interesting anyway. It's okay. Shopify seems to be planning big things. Lots of
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And assembling this team of superheroes. This is just like, holy shit. Yeah, this is
right.
Yeah, they're going all in. I love this.
And I guess it's the same appeal.
Hello, Paul.
Hi. Hey, Paul. Same appeal that we have working at Right, because our product has the ability to impact so many websites for the better. And probably this is something that like really attracts people like Kevin and Paul, like working at Shopify, or, like Yoast and Jono working at not WordPress. on Yoast that works with CMS, like WordPress, is you can like really influence a big chunk of websites in the web, which is pretty magical, I have to admit.
Absolutely.
Yes, those are the main changes. And I
think one to mention would be Wix.
Wix, yes.
I think, as Squarespace has overtaken Wix again. I mean, we talked about this before.
Yes.
Squarespace and Wix going at each other. Now Squarespace has overtaken Wix again, although Wix also grew. and Wix and Squarespace actually overtook Drupal, which I also don't like. But yeah, Squarespace and Wix, this is still going on. And yeah, I think Shopify, this is the thing. Also, holy shit.
Oh, Pedro has a great point. And hi, Pedro.
Oh, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. Ilya Grigorik, who wrote the book in Web Performance, is also holy shit. Yeah, they're really amazing team of online marketing and SEO superheroes assembled over there. Yeah, awesome. I didn't even know.
You just swore. You told me off for swearing.
What did I say?
Shit.
Did I say shit? Oh, but you said the F word. I mean, the F word.
Oh, is that worse? I'm British. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
And I love the sort of forecast chart that he put together as well. So he says, most of this visible in its relativity in the chart below. WordPress overtook None as the most used CMS on the planet. None, of course, doesn't exist. But for people like me who watch this graph a lot, it was a noteworthy moment. So more people are using WordPress than aren't using a CMS at all now, which is pretty significant.
But the chart with CMS market share over time without WordPress or None is even more impressive, because you can really see Shopify going like this. I really need to buy Shopify stock.
Oh, good point.
And like really, I mean, like I'm not a stock guy. I'm more like as we say, Beton Gold. What is Beton Gold?
Beton.
Beton English is concrete. So it's concrete gold. Concrete gold.
Are you like buying gold for cheap and stuff?
No, concrete. Also houses. As I don't buy houses.
Oh, real estate.
Real estate. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But oh wow. Okay. I think now is not the best time to buy Shopify stock.
Is it really high or is it really low?
Again, I'm not a stock guy, but it's at almost the highest point ever, like second highest point ever.
Damn, we're too late in buying Shopify stock then.
Yeah, we should have when Luke took over. Oh my god, if Luke took over, it tripled.
Marcus, we need to buy stocks in companies where they acquire your SEO friends, because then it just goes whoosh.
The good ones.
They're all good. Yes, so Search Pilot have been doing more fun SEO split tests. This time they have been improving internal linking. So they did another A/B test recently on increasing internal links, but this time they've been focusing on increasing the number of exactly. Shopify stock.
I will buy Shopify stock, even if it's just one single.
Just one stock.
Yeah.
So what they've been doing, you can tell Kevin what to do.
I'm a shareholder. Come on, Kevin. Yeah. I'm a shareholder here, right? I mean, like, I control part of this company.
but I mean, there could be some like.
Give me a link. Oh, what?
There could be some smaller competitors to Shopify that are like also increasing at the moment. I don't know. We won't support them though. We support our friends. So what they did was increase the amount of related articles that they're linking to from 2 to 4, not 3, 4. And then also measured what impact it had on not just the article they're linking to and the traffic, but, and I like this, the donor content as well. So the article linking out. And overall, it had an 11% uplift in organic traffic, which once again proves that improving internal linking structures is never in vain.
Absolutely.
Yes. And even from the donor group, so the pages linking out, they had a 16% uplift in traffic, which was pretty good. Yes, Martin.
I see the dollar sign. In whose eyes? Mine or Izzi?
I think both of ours. We're getting excited about Shopify stock now.
Doesn't mean that I can buy it, but I'm just talking.
How much is one share?
About 1,000.
What?
That's what I said. I mean, I want to buy one to be a shareholder.
How much is Google?
A story kind of thing.
How much is Google stock now?
Yeah, I don't know. Google Aktie, right? Google Aktie.
It's about 2,000.
Oh, yeah, but don't get me started. I mean, oh my God, yeah. Almost 2,000, yeah. Yeah, don't get me started. don't. Oh, geez. This is like I've two. I'm like I don't have any regrets, right? I'm so happy. I'm so grateful.
Of course.
For my life. But I had the Google when it like really went sort of IPO. I had the chance to invest. I didn't. And the best part was, as an even funnier story, I had a friend who has like a very big game server company, and they run a big game server company. And wait, let me search for that email. I kid you not. So wait. I might find this.
Someone very close to me in a similar story had a lot of Bitcoin and sold it before this happened. But yeah,
so
everyone
this
knows
guy,
like that.
like way before this was a topic, wrote me, "Hey Marcus, there's a new thing. It's called Bitcoin, and you can actually mine these with servers, and this might be a thing. Do you want to invest like 5,000 euros? And we were going to buy a little bit more servers to mine Bitcoins. And at that time, they were mining about like 100 Bitcoins a day or something like this, right? 100 Bitcoins a day. And it was like 5,000 euros, just get a pool going with 3 people. We're just going to set up some hardware and going to start mining those. If I want a thing." And I'm like, Bitcoin,
which is bad.
I don't know. I don't even understand it. Really, is this a thing?
No.
$5,000. I know. Got Becky breathing down my neck. It's like, really should have. Hey Becky, I just invested 5,000.
We got kids to feed.
Bitcoin, right? And
yeah.
that point, I didn't have kids to feed. I just Becky
okay.
to feed. But she was hungry. No. Oh my god! I really gotta be careful because the door's open and she might crash in. Like, wait, what the hell? But I was like, I'm gonna decline. And yeah, so this is history. But again, I have no regrets. I'm very grateful and happy.
Good.
But still, it's like, oh, damn, 100 Bitcoins a day, right? It's like, whatever.
Everyone's gonna have a bad Bitcoin story, and I don't really care about Bitcoin anyway.
Look at Martin. I bet if you bought Google stocks or Bitcoins, you won't be here with us. So fortunately, you didn't buy. So you think now I'm unsuccessful, and this is why I'm here?
Yeah.
Or is this what you're implying?
This is like a last resort. Like,
no, I love this job. I love SEO. I mean, like, this is not my job. I don't know who said that, right? That if you do what you love, you never work a single day in your life. Who said that? Do you know that? Maybe somebody knows in the comments. If you do what you love, you will never work a single day in your life again. This is sort of like what it's in Germany. And I really love this expression because this is exactly how I feel.
Yeah. I think even if you were like living on an island that you bought because you're such a billionaire, you would still be here with us doing SEO.
I don't know if I would have internet access on that island. Also, it would be very, what is it?
But you know what I mean.
Island. I don't want to be an island. I don't know.
Let's talk about this really interesting and fun SEO scam. Do you want to tell the story? You can tell the story.
I mean, this is just nuts, right?
It is.
So there are top ranking HTML editors. So basically, this is like people that are looking to declutter the HTML, right? There's sort of like HTML optimize, like getting rid of stuff and like the unnecessary characters and what kind of stuff, which is a great service. But there's a lot of tools who not just like to put away all the unnecessary characters, but insert links. And actually have an example, and it's still association. So
we're losing you, Marcus.
Be there, put it in that HTML editor and actually added a link to a page. And I was just showing this today because it's, oh my god, this is nuts, right? So got a link from the DFB, so like the DFB, right? You got a link from them just with this. This is just crazy. And I kid you not, I told you before, but today we were having a site audit, and Alex, so our colleague Alex, who does the same job as Izzi is our boss, and Alex and I were doing the same job here. And Alex and I, we had a site audit, and he found exactly this case where this page was now linking to like really scammy stuff, and he was saying the same thing, that he was using something like this. And I mean, like, obviously it's very easy with Write to identify these kind of things, because we have this special report, like where you link to harmful content and stuff like this. And this is exactly how we found it. And so we actually had this case today, and this guy was like, "Oh my God, are you joking?" Right? And I was like, "Holy shit!" Right? So this is the thing. Yeah, and John says, so old school though, right? It's super old school. I mean, like, this reminds me of the good old days of where you would have the widgets, right? So I have with this widget. Do you remember, like, how addicted to caffeine are you kind of widget, or weather widgets, and I don't know.
I'm too young for that.
Widgets where you would like insert those links in there, right? This is super old school, and scarily enough, it works, right? It works, right? And this is, you know, why stuff like this is still around. But I was like really shocked to see this in 2021 being online, working.
Why didn't Google pick this up sooner? That's what I'm shocked about. Like, why is a sort of like Kaspersky and the Bundesliga linking to a HTML editor?
Yeah, but it's very hard to find this, right? Because it's like very natural link.
Okay.
So like it's very hard to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not Google.
I just turned the dinosaur on, and it looks really weird.
Which
it's supposed to. Do you see it? It's my neon dinosaur, and it's gone all weird looking. Yeah, cool, right?
Weird looking. Did you take LSD again?
Oh no, it's turned off. It's such cheap.
Oh my God, it looks so weird. I just had these pills, and now it's like everything is like I can see colors. No,
in my video, it looked like it had gone like a dark blue. No, anyway, we're already over time.
Yes, just mentioned you in a post. I think he just shared us on LinkedIn. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for also watching. Hey, Eric. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, Eric. Yes, I haven't read it yet, but SEMrush have done a study on web stories, which I'm very into, not into yet, but I'm very excited to work with. And I think this could be a really cool medium for publishers and content creators, or it already is. It's already there. So they did a big study on the adoption rates at the moment. So I think it's definitely worth checking out. Did you happen to see it?
I just had a internet outage again.
You did.
As I didn't hear what you say, but I also think it's super interesting. I love web stories, although right now it's only America, India, Brazil kind of thing. But this is really interesting. We've also been talking about this in our marketing chapter, repurposing, republishing our content, also like reviving it as sort of a Google web story again. So we definitely want to venture into this. So I really like this study, because it really helps us getting stakeholder buy-in, so to speak, to make this happen. I really want to try this out more, because I think it's a fantastic, especially for mobile first searches. It's a very great
and discover. Yeah, exactly. Are you back now?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I just heard discover.
Yeah, it's like, and it's great for ranking on Discover feeds as well, and getting some more traffic that way.
By the way, we actually have the Google Web Store in Deutschland gesehen. Also Google Bing is asking, you know, the child of Chandler Bing and Jennifer Bing, Google Bing.
Monica Bing.
Monica Bing. Oh, Monica Bing! Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, damn it. Wer hat schon eine Google Web Store in Deutschland gesehen für normalen Suchbegriff? Keine Promis, keine News. Yeah, it's actually live in US, India, Brazil. It's not live in Germany. So
is it not?
It is not that.
Oh, I was wondering why I didn't see it. So the translation is, Google Bing is asking who has already seen it.
It gets worse, right? My internet.
Yeah, but we're nearly done, Marcus.
We're nearly done. Okay. We're nearly done.
Yeah, we're nearly done.
Martin saying, "What is his beer lost the color? You're not drinking water there, right? You're a self-respecting Bavarian now."
It's vodka. It's Schnaps.
Right.
Schnaps.
Yeah, right. Of X.
Schnapps.
Oh, and John Moose said you can embed them on normal pages too, though. Good idea. Oh, so this is what Google Bing could mean. Maybe, yeah. Also, definitely, this is a great form of storytelling. This is going to be the future. Quote me on this.
I'm a big fan of SEOtweets.io, who is gathering. No, it's perfect for you, Marcus.
SEO Twitter. Ooh, SEO.
Come on, you secretly love
Twitter. Don't get me started.
You secretly love Twitter, and here you can actually see the best roundup of tweets over the week without even needing to log into the platform, or even like go into the platform.
So you can read all these great tweets of somebody saying, "Oh, in your 140 character tweet, you missed this and that. I'm so much better than you. I'm so condescending," and stuff like this. And so on. This is like the compilation of all these condescending tweets people send out, how they aggressively go at each other. I hate Twitter, really. This is like the most vile medium, how people talk on there. I can't watch this.
We must have very different feeds, because mine is nice and full of wholesome stuff and nice content. That's why I'm very active on, well, not very active. I try to, share something kind of low value every week, whether it's a meme or a thread. I actually quite like writing threads because I don't need to commit to writing an article, but I realized that it would be of higher value if I wrote an article. Also, like a really nice resource that I wanted to share that I'm keeping an eye on is Ollie Gardner's Be the Keynote. And he's creating some really extensive resources on like giving virtual talks, like having, I guess, more confidence in speaking. So he's got a lot of great stuff going on there. So definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, he's a great presenter. No? As a really,
yes, exactly.
Ollie's a great presenter, really good. So I really like his new venture here of helping people, getting to speak better.
Exactly. And speaking of conferences, there was actually one in person this week.
Oh, yeah. And so many lovely faces. Actually, you can't see them with the masks. Looks like very weird superheroes. But
that's not the kind of mask that's needed.
These are the SEO Oktoberfest alumni who are actually at Advanced Search Summit right now. I have so much FOMO here. I mean, like, obviously, I wouldn't fly to Napa right now, but I really would want to be there. And just seeing these photos with so many people we love. There's also Lily's there, Jackie Chu is there. There's so many great people there. So Jim Christian.
Is that Michelle in the middle?
Yeah, Michelle's there too. Awesome, yeah. I mean, like, she has a very short trip, right? I mean, like, for Michelle, it's like like an hour, right? This is me getting to the airport, and she's already there. I mean, there's so many great people there. So really, shout out to Jim Christian setting up the Advanced Search Summit in person again. They're having a lot of fun. Obviously, it's a winery, Why would it be fun? What's not to like, right? So we are missing you guys, and can't wait to see you guys in person again.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Prost.
Yeah. Although Schweinfurt is still 15 months away. That's the Oktoberfest 2022.
Wow. Can't wait. Yeah. Also, another event this week, actually yesterday, was my my webinar on the ABCs of SEO testing and ABCs of SEO A/B testing. After I wrote that title,
of SEO A/B testing. Can you say like really quick, like 10 times? The ABCs of SEO A/B testing. The ABCs of SEO A/B testing. The SEO. I can't.
It's a good tongue twister.
Yeah, awesome.
After I wrote that title with Kate, I realized it's not the catchiest one, but oh well. It went really well, and the recordings will be sent out this week, and you can catch the recordings, I think, next week on our webinar page. Yeah.
Or just write her an email.
Or just like call me. No, don't call me. I hate that. Also.
I like people.
No, I
like this. When somebody sends me an email, right, and it's actually a longer one, I know it's going to be a back and forth, I'm just going to call them up. And I love the reaction of our customers. It's a customer will write me an email, and I'm just going to call them up right away. It's like, hey,
that's nice.
Write me an email. And it's like, oh my God, did you just what? Right? I love it. And you can, without the back and forth, done, and client super happy, customer super happy, right? So I love doing this.
Sure.
Yeah.
In that situation, it's fine, but I never answer my phone if I don't know the number. I think it's a British thing as well. We hate phone calls. But I did call it ABC testing.
The ABC of ABC testing.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Oh, whatever.
So the Google Search Central Unconference is back.
Absolutely. Always
really
great
cool.
content. It's, I think, the second time, so it's always like just this last time, probably good content as well.
You could say it's always. Yeah. I've registered and I hope that I get in this time because I didn't get in last time. But I don't think I registered last time. Either that or I just didn't get in. So hopefully this time. But I understand if I'm not chosen because probably other people would learn more and maybe it's more suited for a different audience. But I still think it's worth registering and trying out and see if you can get in to attend.
Is it limited? I didn't even know that.
I think it's limited because they want to make sure that the discussions are easier for people to take part in. And if you have like thousands and thousands of people, then it's either, exactly, it's super limited. Then either you can't get a word in or it's just spammed, unfortunately, by some, not nice people. So I think it's a good idea to keep it limited. Thanks, John. And next week... No, not next week, the week after, we have the SMX Advanced EU, which is actually taking place across Europe in person. So the Munich edition is with us at the Right campus, Berlin and Peak Ace. And
Flags at Weechen. We got the Wanley office.
True, in Poland.
I don't know what else, but there's different hubs around Europe. I love that. I love the idea.
And I'm giving a talk, and I'm giving a talk after Jono.
Oh no!
After Jono's keynote.
Oh no!
It is a really cool idea. I thought so too.
Very neat idea. But after Jono, oh no!
I know. I will calm the people down.
Like sweating and like, oh my god, I'm just what the hell.
So Jono is gonna have like 1,000 slides, and it's gonna be like mind blowing stuff, and I'm gonna like just sort of like chill everyone down a bit. And I speak really slowly anyway because I'm always afraid of not pronouncing things correctly, or especially in an international audience.
Does not happen to me.
True. You give your lightning slides and
funny. Just I don't know. Just ignore me, please.
Okay. And that was it for the news. That was a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, we're over time a lot. But yeah, as we said, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the past 2 weeks. So you're now all caught up for the weekend.
Yes.
I love it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And the awesome interaction. We got so many people. We got Google Bing.
Google Bing.
Please say hi to Chandler and Monica. Alex, Bianca, Kate, Axel, Adam, Hans, Bastian, Sasha, John, obviously, Jericho, Martin, Kesha, Martin, another Martin, Martin, Paul, Pedro.
Too many to mention.
So thank you so much for playing an active role in this. This is really makes it worth our while. I hope you enjoyed the show. And this time there's no break. Next week we're back here. We might have a guest. We might have a topic. Maybe, with the Google Core Update rolled out, we might have a little bit more of a case study there. Let's see what happens. And if not, maybe we whip up some guests. Let's see. He says, okay, thanks. Hands up weekend. This is actually in German. Like,
Hoch die Hände, Wochenende.
Hands up weekend sounds a little bit different.
Hands up weekend. I like that. I'm going to bring it to English.
Good luck with that. So, cheers, Izzi. Thank you so much for whipping up the slides, and being my awesome co-host.
No problem. Thank you. Prost to you and everyone.
And now we would really like to cordially 302, also temporarily redirect you from work to
the weekend.
That's us. See you next week. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye. Happy optimizing.